it's Andrea. Do you want a chemistry lesson? Never mix vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. So, we are here again with Kitchen Thoughts. Yes, I am wearing the same sweater that I was wearing yesterday. Thank you for noticing. I almost had a bad day today. Almost. It almost got me. But I am not the same as I used to be. So let me fill you in on what happened. First, this morning, I thought that JoJo was in Aria and Bailey's room. I was gonna let her play in there, play on the bed so she can wake them up and I could drink my coffee. Well, she got into the bathroom and I think she used the knobs on the drawers to climb onto the counter and then got one of my razors and nicked herself on the leg. It was not that bad, but as you can imagine, it was kind of scary to hear her crying, run in there and see blood all over her leg. I wiped it up and it was fine, but I was okay. And then when I was making dinner, I wanted to try frying the tofu because I like how it tastes when we get yakisoba at the teriyaki restaurant, and I wanted to make it like that. But I had 3 tubs of tofu that were about to go bad, so I wanted to just cook it all at the same time and make leftovers to put in the freezer for another day. And it was too much tofu, so when I put it in the oil to fry it and I stirred it, some of the oil came out and I had my first ever grease fire experience today. I was still okay though. I was like a little riled, but my husband came in and we put the grease fire out together and it was okay. We even laughed it off. So then, dinner's ready. I recovered from the grease fire. I finished making dinner and everybody's sitting down at the table and I put JoJo in her high chair. Well, first I wiped it really quick because the hydrogen peroxide was still sitting there from when I cleaned the poop off of it last night, which you can watch that video of me cleaning. Oh, so much grease. See, this is what we use to put out the grease fire, so you know I'm not lying. If you want to watch the poop cleaning video, you can click on the card up there. But anyway, I put her in her high chair after I thought I wiped everything, and she just started screaming. So my husband picked her up. I thought she was screaming because her leg was stuck or something. He picked her up to comfort her, and I saw across her butt. Oh yeah, also, she's been ripping her diapers off, so we decided to just potty train her, but she was like bare butt naked in her high chair, and some of the cleaning solution was still in the high chair. And I didn't know this before, but apparently when you mix vinegar and baking soda, which I didn't even know, I mean not vinegar and baking soda, vinegar and hydrogen peroxide, it makes a corrosive acid. So now my baby has a little chemical burn on her butt. She's okay now. We took care of it. We rinsed it in really cold water for a few minutes, and then we put Vaseline on it. She's totally fine now. I actually got a little bit of chemical burns on my fingertips, and they're gone now because I did the same thing for my fingers. But the crazy thing is also that you guys watched that video. Like, I wiped all the Windex off, or I didn't use Windex, I used that Glass Plus, I thought it was safe because it was ammonia-free. Well, we looked it up and I think they use vinegar instead of ammonia. Anyway, if you watch the video, I'm pretty sure I wiped it up before I tried the hydrogen peroxide to get the rest of the poopy smell out. But apparently that was enough to make the corrosive acid mixture. So as you can imagine, I felt absolutely horrible. I felt so bad. And it felt like, okay, is like God testing me to see if I'm really ready to be like sharing my life on my website? Like, am I really ready for this? Or like the devil is tempting me to go back to my old ways of having like an anxiety attack whenever something like this happens. And look, my very sweet husband was saying how it's okay, everybody's fine, we know now not to do this again, we'll be very careful. I decided to only use vinegar on hard surfaces and to use the hydrogen peroxide on fabric because they are very effective cleaners. You just shouldn't ever mix them. And I felt so horrible, and we were eating dinner and I was just staring off into space, and anybody who knows me knows that I don't usually stare off into space. My lips are always moving, talking about something, or I'm always doing something, but I was just sitting there like, I feel horrible and I don't know what to do to, like, I know that I don't want to do what I used to do, which is like, as stupid as it is, I would cope by finding more things, like a slippery slope of like finding other things, like, well, here's other reasons why you suck at being a mom, and here's other reasons why you don't deserve to be a mom, and why you shouldn't feel good about yourself. And I knew that I didn't want to do that, but I didn't know what else to do in that situation. Like, it feels horrible when something that you did causes one of your little babies to get hurt. And after I told my husband how, like, okay, it feels like I'm either getting tested or tempted, and I can't tell which one, but I do know that how I decide to react to this is an important decision. And I decided that getting upset about it wasn't going to help anything. Beating myself up for it wasn't going to help anything. Making myself feel worse isn't going to make her feel better. Actually, the stupid thing is she already felt better. She's fine. And I was just staring at the little chemical burn on her poor little butt cheeks, making myself feel worse and worse, and thinking, well, what could I have done to prevent this? I should have done something to prevent this. And of course that wasn't making me feel better. And the only thing I can think of to make me feel better is to thank God that everybody's okay, that everybody's happy and healthy. And to be honest, I don't completely feel 100% better right now, but I do know that this feeling, this bad feeling, will go away eventually. And I just have to be patient and know that I will feel better again. I don't have to beat myself up. I shouldn't beat myself up. Ow! Poked myself. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you, the main reason why, well, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why is because I don't want anybody doing what I did. I showed that on video that I used the ammonia-free glass cleaner. I didn't know it had vinegar in it. Sorry if you think it's dumb that I didn't know what was in it, but I didn't know. But I'm making this video now because I don't want anybody else to be like, to do what I did. So only use hydrogen peroxide on fabrics and only use vinegar on hard surfaces. Just pick one or the other for everything. They're both natural cleaners, but when you mix them together, man, they make acid. They're both acids, but when you mix them together, it makes a corrosive acid. But the main reason, the more important reason why I'm making this video is because I want you to know that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I have days that aren't as good as other days, and everyone does. But I don't have control over what happened already. I can't go back in time and decide not to mix those chemicals. I can't go back in time and decide to cook less tofu in the fryer. I can't go back in time and make sure that the door to the bathroom was closed. But what I do have control over is how I'm going to react to the events that did happen. And I'm choosing to react by sharing my experiences with you and letting you know that you have and you will continue to make mistakes as a person, as a mother, and it's important to not beat yourself up about it, to pick yourself back up and keep going, because if you're not making mistakes, then you're not learning anything either. And if you're not making mistakes, you're not challenging yourself. So my emotions are still a little bit riled up. I'm gonna be honest. After I'm done doing the dishes, I'm probably gonna go hug all my kids and my husband and take care of my emotional health and do what I need to do so that I feel better, because it's important. Not because I'm selfish, but because of the opposite. I care about my family, and I know that I'm not going to be enjoyable for them to be around if I'm freaking out over something that isn't even an issue anymore. So after I'm done talking to you, I'm gonna take care of myself, and then when I feel a little bit better, I will probably edit and upload this video. And if you want to share ideas of what you do when you start feeling down on yourself, I'm sure people who come to this video would love to read what you have to say down in the comments. So please leave a comment. Not just for me, but for others who are in the same shoes. This is the Laid-Back Homemaker signing out. I'm so stupid. Okay, so for reals, bye.